Hey, what's up? Iron Tamer Dave Whitley coming to you from the Strength Dojo in Nashville, Tennessee. I am Strong First Master Instructor and old-time performing strongman, and this is the second installment, part 2, for the Breaking Muscle article that I wrote on how to apply the wisdom and lessons and methodologies and practice and principles of the old-time strongman into a modern-day training situation for modern people. Go check those articles out. This video and the one that came before it, part 1 and part 2, are designed simply as a supplement to that. I'm going to briefly run through demonstration of the various exercises that are explained and detailed in day 2 of that 4-week workout series. I've already done day 1. If you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. The movements that we're going to be dealing with today are going to be the barbell deadlift, the parallel bar dip, the one-arm dumbbell row, the kettlebell snatch, and then a variation of a curling movement called a plate curl that you may or may not have ever seen before. Most of what I've done on both these videos are you probably familiar with, or at least familiar with the idea of doing these particular movements, even if you haven't already done them. Some of the stuff you may not have ever seen before, and either way, that's fine. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at irontamerdave@hotmail.com, or come find me on Facebook, Iron Tamer Dave Whitley, and like my page, and there's stuff there. Website is irontamer.com or strengthdojo.com. It's the same website. Either way, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now that I'm done plugging all of that stuff, let's run through the movements, shall we? The first one is the barbell deadlift. A lot has been written about the barbell deadlift, and I'm not going to try to give a comprehensive, detailed instruction on it. Use whatever variation of the deadlift you feel good about using, whichever one works best for your body. And feel free to mix them up too, if that's better for you. We have a conventional deadlift with a narrow stance. We have a sumo deadlift with a wide stance. Those are the two that most people are familiar with. You can also do what's called a Jefferson lift, which is a straddle deadlift. So I've got one foot in front and one foot behind the bar, and that looks like this. Once you figure it out, it's not nearly as scary as it looks. So use whichever variation of the deadlift you feel like using. I'm a fan of the Jefferson recently. I've only started doing it recently, but I'm really grooving on it a lot. But let's say that you want to do conventional deadlift. It would just look simply something like this. For whatever reps and sets is prescribed and weight selection is prescribed in the article, feel free to refer back to that, because the movements don't change, but the sets and reps and weight selection does. So wherever you are in the sequence for those workouts as they're written, go back and figure that out for whatever weight you need to be using, how many times you need to do it. Next, after the deadlift, we move circuit style into the parallel bar dip, which everyone's familiar with. We've all seen it. Most of us have done it. We just get up, down, and back up for whatever sets and reps is prescribed, either with weight or without, depending on your strength level and what's written in the article for you. After that, we're going to move on to a one-arm dumbbell row. Now, I've got a dumbbell here that's different than the ones that you may see in your gym. This is a Bosco bell from a company called Sorinex, and you can see, let me adjust the camera just a little bit. You can see that it has globes for the ends, and the handle, which is right there, is a 2.5-inch thick handle, which presents more of a grip challenge. It's loaded with shot, and unloaded it comes in at about 15 pounds or so, I think, and loaded it goes up to the high end. They tell me is upwards of 150. This particular one is loaded a little bit less than that. It's about 115. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a stance similar to what you would do with the kettlebell swing, maybe open up a little bit with one foot. I like to brace one arm elbow on that leg and just grab a hold of the weight, pull it up, put it down. Pull it up, put it down. I like to return it to the ground every time and re-grip. I find that useful for my bending and various other strongman related activities. If you don't have a Bosco bell, There's a company called Fat Grips that makes these things here. They open up and slip onto your standard barbell or dumbbell, and bam, it's instant fat bar. So you can do that with your deadlifts as well. Not a problem on that. I'm a huge fan of thick bar training, axle training, that kind of stuff. Love it. You should get some of that. The next movement, we've gone deadlift, we've gone dip, we've gone one arm row. So you would do that on either side, whatever the prescribed sets and reps are. The next move we got is kettlebell snatch. A lot of instructional material out there. I'm not going to give you a huge in-depth lesson on that. Essentially, the kettlebell snatch is a kettlebell swing, which we did on day one, but instead of finishing here or here, we're only doing it with one hand. Instead of finishing here, we're going to finish with it overhead, and that winds up looking like this. So it's exhale up, inhale on the way down and back. And then finally, after we do that, we're going to do a variation of a curling movement that you may or may not have seen before called a plate curl. And what I have here is a 25-pound barbell plate. And what I want you to do the plate curl is you're going to put your fingers on the smooth side. Your thumb is going to go on the other side and kind of hook right at that lip like that. So that's our position for it. You're going to squeeze this pinching type motion like this, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to do curls with it just like you would if you had a dumbbell. Bring it up, bring it back down, bring it up, bring it back down for whatever the prescribed sets and reps are. Now, the reason we're doing that is it's a curl, so we're going to get bicep and upper arm training in with that, but also because we're using the pinch grip, we're working our pinch grip, and because of the extended leverage of the plate sticking out, there's a wrist strength element that goes along with it too. So we're strengthening our pinch, our wrist, and our elbow flexors all at the same time. It's a fantastic variation for doing curling movements. So to run through them again, we got deadlift, parallel bar dip, one arm row. And if you don't have a dumbbell that you want to use a kettlebell, by all means you can do that. But one arm row, kettlebell snatch, and then the plate curl. Refer back to the article again for whatever the prescribed sets and reps are for any given day, and treat it as a practice. Have fun with it. Make it look good. Make it look easy. Have a good one.